We're not allowed to bring it up at Christmas.
I'm fucking real, bro. You ain't shit.
I mean, if I can't say something that just cut cold or make someone laugh, I don't even type it.
You a fucking punk-ass bitch!
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still got a headache over that.
I'm the greatest man talking all the fucking face of the earth right now.
You should be thanking me that I'm talking about Tennessee.
You guys can't coach, to be honest with you. It's just a high school coach.
Fuck me.
What is it about Winston? It's Winston. With the pie, not feeling good.
Yeah, go ahead, Unabomber. What the fuck you saying about the SEC, bro?
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
No, USC is far better than Oklahoma historically.
Can we get a timeout just for half a second?
Because I want motherfuckers like you every goddamn day!
I just can't believe y'all put a statue of this guy already at your campus.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
You a fucking punk-ass bitch!
Then it makes me look like I got owned or something.
Smacking off.
Oh, there's a glass of brandy. And honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time.
That's how they do it in Arkansas right there.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smacking Off the Podcast. I am your humble host, Mr. Shannon Madden. I'm joined with my co-host and producer, Mr. Doug Phillips. Doug, what do you think about this shit right here?
I'm listening to some Cowboy Adam, man.
I'm all about some Cowboy Adam.
Totally ignoring you right now.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast, but it's going to be really hard to pay attention because Cowboy Adam is on the scene, making it happen tonight on a Tuesday night.
We may want to push those other segments back a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's probably important that we probably just go ahead and just scrap this whole show and just go ahead and just plug straight into Cowboy Adam and listen to that for a while.
Yep.
We got a great show tonight. Actually, we're going to talk a little bit more about some Penn State football. We're actually going to talk about Penn State football instead of all that other horse shit.
Yep.
You know, it's funny as you know, we always prepare for the segments, and I pulled up the intranet and just simply typed in Penn State football just to kind of get a little bit more, you know, like the big time shows do, and actually prepare and get to know all my players and coaches and positions and whatnot. And it's still disheartening to actually open up a Penn State, you know, Google search, and you see all this stuff about the football team, and right before you go to next search results, the ugly stuff from, you know, a few years back starts coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Do you think that still continues to this day to hamper national perception of Penn State football where they're at in 2018?
I think it does. I think it hurts them nationally, but at the same time, it may actually help them in some ways.
Yeah.
Because people know that the people that are there had nothing to do with it. Nothing at all fucking do with it.
Yeah, but I mean, how many years?
Keep hearing this shit.
Yeah, I mean, how many more years are they going to have to endure this, though? I mean, as far as that being interwoven with their legacy, I mean, is that something they'll ever be able to escape?
I think a national championship would quieten it down a little bit.
Of course, then, and of course, it's going to make the haters yell just a little bit louder and make the whole thing a little bit more saltier, particularly
haters are always going to use it.
In and among the Big Ten, you know.
Yeah, 40 years from now, the haters will still be using it.
Well, Tennessee fans still are pretty raw about that sort of thing for some reason or another. Yeah, poor Schifano. Mm-hmm. But anyways, yeah, interested to see how that's going to go. And speaking of Tennessee, we will be talking to we're going to be talking to a Vol and a Bama fan, and what is Andrea?
A Vol.
Is Andrea a Vol too?
We got a threesome.
Shit.
Going
okay.
On.
Well,
we got a threesome going on. We got a Bama fan and two Vols.
Yeah, we've got our resident favorite. He's been a square table participant and all around good guy. Shaun Cagle is going to be joining us. And we're going to be talking shit with two Vol girls. We don't get ladies on the show very often. We're kind of like a lot of the guys that are listening right now.
We may even talk some football in this.
Yeah, there might actually be some football talked about it.
I doubt it. No.
The big story of the night, because you know there's not really a whole lot of college football news right now in the dead of the off season. Everybody's practicing up and getting ready for Game 1 coming up in August, September. But Larry Culpepper.
Yep.
The spokesperson for the CFP for Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
And self-proclaimed inventor of the CFP.
Yeah, he did it on a napkin. He actually showed the napkin.
Yeah, it was. It was actually, I saw it. So, you know,
it was a I think there was actually a Dr. Pepper logo on one side of the napkin.
So that wouldn't necessarily make it a cocktail napkin. A cocktail napkin would, that's for a cocktail.
Yeah.
Is Dr. Pepper a cocktail?
Yeah, I guess
Do the kids use the Dr. Pepper for the cocktails?
Possibly.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have to do. We'll have to look into that. But yeah, Larry Culpepper's getting shoved aside for a little sweet.
You do know this for a fact.
That's from the sources, which I have some damn good sources. That's kind of what's happening. Dr. Pepper's going to double down with the whole little sweet thing, and they're shoving Larry Culpepper out the door. So when you tune into your favorite college football game on Saturdays, prepare and brace yourself for the slightly androgynous little sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, that's happening. They're pushing the gay agenda on us.
I don't know, and I think what we're going to have to do is a lot of people don't even know about this yet because it's kind of hit the news in the last couple of days, and everybody has not caught the story yet. And there's definitely going to be some angry people.
Hell yeah! Larry's the shit. I'd caught the commercials and was slightly amused, but the first time that I saw, he did a segment with Feinbaum on one of the little things that Feinbaum was doing. I think in his right as soon as Feinbaum was getting acclimated with ESPN and the TV side of things.
Mm-hmm.
He did a segment with Larry Culpepper, which Feinbaum looked visibly uncomfortable because Larry Culpepper did not break character at all because Larry Culpepper is Larry Culpepper.
Right. Well, not really. He actually has another name.
Shut the fuck up. Okay. So he traded barbs with Feinbaum. Feinbaum tried to slip him up, and he stayed in character the whole time and had a really great sense of humor about it. I think he's probably one of the smartest TV personalities.
You know what I remember about that segment? I didn't really catch the segment, but I caught Jim calling afterwards, Jim from Tuscaloosa.
That guy.
And he's like, the man's a buffoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a buffoon. The character's a buffoon. I mean, I don't get that.
I tend to disagree with you on that, but whatever.
Well.
Yeah.
But I think there's going to be a lot of angry people here as people find out about this, and I'm going to make a promise right now. If we see a lot of outrage over this in the coming week, next week's episode we're going to call Dr. Pepper and we're going to get to the bottom of this shit.
I think that's a good idea. Don't they have like a 1-800 number that we can talk to the president of Dr. Pepper?
We're going to get a hold of him and we're going to find out what the fuck's going on with this.
Do you know who the president of Dr. Pepper is?
Bobby Pepper. Is he a doctor?
Well, I think his like great granddad was. Dr. Pepper's been around a long time.
Yeah.
It's a delicious cherry soda.
It really is.
I do the diet Dr. Pepper myself.
Cherry prune. Prune is the
shut the fuck
key
up.
ingredient.
No, why are you telling me this right now?
Prune. It's prune soda.
So I've been drinking prune soda this whole fucking time.
That's why you got to poop.
That makes me madder than the fucking Larry Culpepper thing.
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. Yeah, I do poop a lot when I drink.
So if we
but I don't know if the diet has because the diet you can't have diet prunes.
Sure.
How you do that?
I don't know. I mean, what kind of nutritional value does prune have?
Well, I mean, it's got to have more than diet prune.
I guess.
I mean, there's 0 calories in that soda, so that means that they're using.
You got to suck a little prune out of the prune.
They're using 0 calorie prunes for the diet soda.
So if we call Dr. Pepper next week about this Culpepper thing, we're going to get to the bottom of the prune thing too while we're at it.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that discussion. I really wasn't ready for this discussion to talk about the fact that Dr. Pepper is a prune soda. Anyways, tonight you've just like completely. Like there is no Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny's alive.
I don't think I'm the only one that should have to know.
Real.
I don't think that I'm the only one that should have to know this shit.
Well, yeah.
I stumbled upon it one night and I was like, "Holy shit!" And then I started researching because I was like, "Man, they got to be wrong."
Dude, look at this.
Turn that
Cowboy Adam is fucking killing it. Dude.
Turn that shit back up.
Holy shit.
I mean, I don't consider myself a troll, really. I consider myself being
I don't know about, bro, not me, bro. I don't know about Justin.
Speak goddamn women and so man, I'll beat your goddamn brains.
Yeah, but it was still a horrible look for Oklahoma.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Nice one. Sweet! You deserve the sweet reward of a Diet Dr. Pepper.
For what?
For arranging these pillows that are purely for show and not for sleeping.
That is sweet. My wife's obsessed with her pillows.
Even the pillows have pillows.
Honey?
Hey, babe.
The big one always goes in the back.
That's what I was telling him.
He's not just telling me that.
It's basic interior design.
Yeah, it's like Pillows 101.
Little sweet diving into the pillowscape.
Later, buddy.
Diet Dr. Pepper. It's the sweet one.
Please welcome Penn State fan and smacker extraordinaire, Chris Scully.
I'm ready to talk Penn State football.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, buddy.
Coach Franklin, I love that guy. Let me go ahead and get that right out on the table. I cannot say that enough. Coach Franklin is a hell of a guy. I was a big fan of him when he was at Vanderbilt.
Yeah. I tell you what, I see James Franklin sticking at Penn State for a very long time.
Yeah, they'd be a fool to try to let him go. And I really think that he is quietly, even though we have the conversation a lot about who the best active coaches are, and I think Franklin is easily among the top 10, easily.
Easily.
I would say top 5.
Yeah. Especially with what he had to work with coming to Penn State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bummer of a job,
I would say he still has some dilemmas because of the stuff that went down at Penn State.
Well, and I think that's why he's also not included in the list when we talk about the best active coaches right now.
He's not. Yeah, right. He hasn't been on a level playing field.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. I have a friend of mine that he's a big Bama fan, and he sent me a message saying that James Franklin was like on the top 5 list of replacing Saban.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen.
Where did that come from? But I told him, I said, look, James Franklin is not leaving Penn State anytime soon.
Well, I guess, and to be fair, if you want to compile a top 5 list of coaches to replace Saban, that's going to be
you got to throw his name in there.
That's going to be everybody else.
Yeah, you do.
You got to throw his name in there, but that don't mean that he's interested in replacing Saban. I don't know why anybody would be interested. In
what I'm proposing is that
I would, but.
What I'm proposing is that also would pretty much just about include every one of the top 5 coaches active right now, minus Urban Meyer. I don't think Urban Meyer would take the Alabama job.
No, that's a lateral move.
No, I don't think he would either.
I don't think the SEC wants to see him come back after what he did to Florida. And really, if you want to get down to it, still currently doing to Florida.
I mean, I would gladly take the job at Alabama after Saban, but if you were Dabo or any of those guys that are in a good position, you could be walking into a fucking shitstorm.
Yeah, easily. Because the expectation is going to be so fucking high. Yeah.
You could win 2 national championships in 10 years, and they could say this has been a failing 10 years.
Yeah.
Coming out of Saban.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Well, I got to say one thing. I think definitely James Franklin is probably the number 1 or number 2 best recruiting head football coach in the nation. I mean, what he has done at Penn State is just, I tell you the truth, I think the last 3 years, Penn State has probably seen the best recruitment in the past 3 years than they probably ever did in history.
We're probably going to see it in the NFL when Barkley gets the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, as I try to tell people, look, when a great college football player gets to the pros, it's just a whole new other level.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to see really how he develops it, with that upgrade of football.
Absolutely. I mean, at the same time, though, watching some of those plays, those highlight reel plays, I mean, that's pure athleticism, man. It really is.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's going to do just fine. I really do.
All right. So,
and I'm never wrong about these things.
Well, as far as me watching Penn State football for 40-some years, I mean, Penn State has some very good running backs. Kajana Carter, Curtis Enos, Johnson.
Blair Thomas.
I really got to say though, Larry Johnson. I got to really
Blair Thomas.
Yeah, Blair Thomas. I mean, Penn State has produced some really good running backs.
DJ Dozier.
DJ Dozier. I got to say that Barkley is probably the best running back that I've seen come out of Penn State, and then I would put Kajana Carter next.
I wouldn't put him as the best coming out of Penn State. I would put him as the best all-purpose.
Oh yes.
I mean, like,
oh yeah,
DJ Dozier and those guys. I mean, they were pure running backs. This guy can do a little bit of everything.
He's amazing. He really is.
I'm surprised he didn't kick an extra point.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Yeah,
he didn't.
Spurrier used to do that. Spurrier used to pass for a touchdown and then kick the extra point when he was at Florida.
Yeah, Spurrier was badass. He's still a badass.
Oh yeah.
I'd love to hang out with him. I'd love to have dinner with.
Did you ever see? Did you see the Larry Culpepper commercial when he hung out with Spurrier all day?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I had to bring up Larry Culpepper.
Yeah, this is going to be a Larry Culpepper episode, and I'm sorry that we're springing this on you, but we're going to have to talk about this just for a quick second. They're replacing Larry Culpepper, from what I understand, and the news is still coming in, that Larry Culpepper is not going to be the representative for the CFP for
Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Sorry, I was having a headphone issue here. So and apparently he's going to be replaced, or they're going to bring the little sweet, the guy from American Idol, the Justin, I can never get his last name right, Guglielmi.
Is that his name?
Yeah, something like that.
He's from American Idol?
Yeah, he was one of the Idol guys. Yeah, that's where they found him from. And he's good. Don't get me wrong.
He's the sweet one.
I have nothing wrong with Little Sweet. Little Sweet is it is what it is. There's been some very bizarre commercials that I just find thoroughly entertaining, and then there's some that I don't know. But the fact that they're giving Larry Culpepper the shaft is bullshit. Yeah. And we're going to talk more about that later. So let's get back to Penn State football.
All right.
This segment is brought to you by Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
All right. Well, where do you want me to begin?
Let's talk about returning players.
Okay. Well, Penn State did lose quite a bit of seniors from this past season. I was actually looking at the depth chart. Penn State, as far as their depth chart, I mean, they're loaded with sophomores and juniors coming back, this year. So, of course, you have Trace McSorley, our starting quarterback from the last couple of years. And I got to say one thing. After this season, if Trace McSorley stays healthy, he probably, as far as stat-wise, will probably be the best quarterback that Penn State had stat-wise. I've also saw that they were naming him the best quarterback of the Big Ten this year. He's one of the front. I don't know if he's a front runner, but I heard that he's high up there in the Heisman race.
Yeah, I've heard his name kicked around.
We'll see. Trace McSorley, I actually I watched him, when he got recruited at Penn State, especially after that whole game in Georgia. Versus Georgia, when he came into the fourth quarter and actually brought Penn State back to almost beating Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, wow, there is something really great about this kid. And I come to find out he took his high school football team to 4 straight state championships, and he won 3.
Oh, wow.
So he's a winner.
Right.
And the last couple of years, he's only lost 5 games as a starter at Penn State.
Right.
So, yeah, but here's the thing. Backing him up is Tommy Stevens. And Tommy's your prolific type quarterback, 6'3", 240 pounds. They put him in like a wildcat position, and he scored some touchdowns. He is amazing. So if McSorley goes down, as a Penn State fan, I am not worried about the backup, because I think Tommy Stevens probably could start at any other college. There was actually a rumor that he was going to transfer, but he came back. He decided, well, I'm going to stay at Penn State. So as far as quarterback, we're pretty sound. Yeah, I mean, we lost Saquon Barkley, but due to James Franklin recruiting in the past 3 years, we have Miles Sanders. He was a 4 or 5 star running back. He was a number 1 running back out of the state of Pennsylvania. I do know that. Out of Pittsburgh, he's there. Then you have Allen, and then we just recruited the number 1. He was the 5 star number 1 athletic running back, and that was Ricky Slade. So he's up there coming too. So I think we're pretty solid this year, and even for next year at running back position. I'm going to tell you what I think at the wide receiver position. I believe I think we're underestimated at that.
Breathe it in, man. Pure SEC country air.
Larry, where are we?
We're on the road to the college football playoff, man. It runs right through the SEC.
Your road, it's not on the map. It's not even on GPS.
Don't stress, Jess. It's a Culpepper shortcut. Here, have a Dr. Pepper. Cool out, man.
Larry, hey, look, man, maybe I should drive.
Hold on, man. Oh, yeah. I can't hear you, man. Oh, 40 amp, 200 amp subwoofer. Put it in my sound. Woo!
Larry, seriously.
Please visit smackingoff.com for all of your smacking off needs.
There's a lot of talent at the wide receiver position.
Right.
Now, as far as the offensive line, the offensive line has plagued us. Ever since Bill O'Brien was there, it's just been, crazy at the offensive line position. But I think Penn State will have probably the best offensive line that they've had in the past 5 years. So they're solid, and they're all young.
Right.
The whole offensive line should be returning next year too. As far as defense, now defensively, Penn State's that's going to be the question mark because we lost a lot of talent on defense. But like I said, with James Franklin recruiting we're going to be. I think we're going to have a young, hungry defense, is what I would say, and there's going to be a lot of returning starters to the following, to next year. I would have to say that I expect Penn State to have at least a 10-win season this year, and probably a good chance between them and Ohio State to win the East and play in the Big Ten championship game.
You got a schedule handy?
Now I did see their schedule. We start off with Appalachian State.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm sure Appalachian State would love to have another big time win.
That's not going to happen in our lifetime again ever. That will never happen.
Well, hold on now. App State is not what they were when they upset Michigan. They're actually they're a what do you call it? They're a group of 5 team now.
Yeah.
What conference are they in? They're in I
don't know, one of them crap conferences.
Maybe the Sun Belt.
I got to look that up. I mean, that's how insignificant App State is.
Well, but they're more significant than they were when they upset Michigan.
Yeah, you got.
Well, when they upset Michigan, they were defending national champion the previous year.
They were.
So they were no slouch. I mean, they were not really a slouch team if you look at it that way. So.
But in terms of talent, though, where the two teams are at now, that should be an easy contest.
I would say that Penn State probably would beat them by 20. Should beat them by 20 or more.
Oh yes, easily.
Yeah, easy. Then we have Pitt, which of course is battle for the Keystone State, and it's at Pitt this year. I was looking at Pitt. Their defense is going to be really solid this year coming back. But I think Penn State's offense just got too much talent.
Mm-hmm.
I see with the rivalry, it might be a little bit closer to
Sun Belt.
What the experts would think because, it's a rivalry. And I see us winning that game. Then we play Kent State. So that's a 45-point plus blowout up there. And then I think we start the season off with Illinois in the Big Ten schedule. I tell you what, Lovie Smith, I think he'll do better, but as far as this year, that's an easy W for Penn State. Then comes the whiteout home game, probably at night against Ohio State. Now,
that should be a primetime game, I would think.
That's been a unbelievable game for 2 years in a row.
Oh, yeah. I mean, last year when we were up by 17 and they just come back, I mean, that was a heartbreaker. I was like, and I think that was probably due to, I would blame that on coaching, to be honest with you. Penn State coaches lost that game.
Well, let me ask you a question. Speaking of coaches and that game, that probably, I think that would be a really defining game for pretty much the back half of Meyer's career at Ohio State. Look, Ohio, and look, it's kind of weird because we as Alabama fans have to endure Nick's going to retire soon. He's not always going to be number one. Of course, everybody made a big deal about the last recruiting class and the fact that we weren't number one yet again and Georgia stole the show. But at the same time, I mean, Urban Meyer's had to face kind of the same scrutiny, particularly after the Oklahoma loss. And then, of course, the just inexplicable meltdown against Iowa.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what happens past this point if they go into this game and Penn State shows out, is that going to be kind of the very first tinkering of the nail in the coffin for Urban Meyer, I think?
Well, I look at it this way. That Penn State-Ohio State game, you're probably going to have you're going to have probably the better offense in the Big Ten versus the better defense in the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. If Penn State wins that game, it's good. I don't see Penn State beating.
I'm not saying that Meyer's going to leave the stadium and announce that hey, I'm quitting today. I'll say we'll give him a few games and then he'll fake a heart attack.
Could just be one of those handwriting on the wall kind of deals.
No, he's gonna fake a heart attack. There'll be some excuse me. He's gonna develop some heart conditions. Let me read this correctly. Yeah. Depressed statement.
Well, Ohio State is off the week after that, and then the week after that, we have a really interesting Spartan.
Yeah, that's going to be a hell of a game. Michigan State and Penn State.
Where is that game at?
And that's a hell of a back-to-back for Penn State too
this year.
Yeah, it's at Penn State.
Well, if you look at the Big Ten East, Penn State got Ohio State at home, Michigan State at home, but they're at Michigan. So out of the top, 4 teams in the Big Ten East, the 3, we got 2 home games and away game. And as far as Penn State, Michigan, Penn State's got better talent than Michigan. But if Penn State beats Michigan, it's going to be close. It'll be a close game.
You're talking about the Wolverines?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that to be. I expect that to be a defensive struggle.
How do you feel about this Spartan Nittany Lion game?
I tell you what, Penn State, as far as their history, their revenge games. I'm trying to think. As far as if Penn State in their revenge games, I think they were like 85% winning percentage if it's a revenge game.
Okay.
So and plus they come to our house.
If I'm not mistaken, they're returning just about everybody.
No, they're going to be good. They're going to be good.
Right. As far as history and what D'Antonio does, usually last year would be a precursor type deal, and you may end up seeing 11 or 12 wins this year. I mean, judging by what he's done
possible.
in the past.
I see that being very possible.
But I do think Penn State can handle them at home.
Oh, I do.
And I really think, I don't know what happened last year. I know there was a rain delay.
Yeah,
and Penn State was handling
3.5 hour rain delay.
Yeah.
Penn State was handling them until the rain delay, and then when they came back, they were flat.
Well,
that's what I heard.
Well, you know how everybody blames the referees.
Yeah.
But I gotta seriously admit, man, the last drive that Michigan State had to, kick the game-winning field goal, there were some few questionable calls that should have been called against Penn State. I'm not gonna be an Ohio State. I'm not gonna be a Michigan fan always blaming the refs for losing Ohio State every year.
Yeah, that's an Auburn move, bro.
There was some questionable calls against Penn State during that game-winning field goal drive. I was like, man. But yeah, so you have Ohio State, and then we have Michigan State, but that's back-to-back home games. So Ohio State's definitely going to be a whiteout, and probably Michigan State's going to be whiteout number 2.
You've got, and like you said, you're going on the road against.
What time that's scheduled?
Mm-hmm.
But then I think after the Michigan State game, if Penn State can stay undefeated and beat Ohio State, beat Michigan,
you're going to go up into Ann Arbor
next.
See, that's okay. You got to go to Ann Arbor.
Well, you're totally missing the powerhouses Indiana and Iowa.
Yeah, well,
which you can't overlook Iowa.
Not on the. I think Iowa on the road's probably not much of a challenge, but.
Yeah, I tell you what. Last year, I was at the Iowa State bar here in Nashville watching the game.
You've got mail.
That was incredible. I've never seen. There was probably at least 100 people upstairs at Bailey's downtown. And when Juan Johnson caught that pass, I mean, I never heard a room get so quiet. You could hear the mouse pit and phone caught right after that.
Everyone knows the sound of cracking open a refreshing Diet Dr. Pepper.
Sweet.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel now.
But yeah, that was Iowa has been a thorn in Penn State's side in previous history.
Right.
There was that one year, I can't remember what year that was. Iowa. I think we were undefeated, and Iowa beat us on the last second field goal.
Mm-hmm.
So Iowa's been a little bit of a thorn in the side. Now, I was looking at Penn State's schedule. So we have Ohio State, we have Michigan State, then we have Indiana, which Indiana really. I think we're at Indiana. So we have Indiana. That should more than likely be
Indiana's a decent passing team. I remember watching them against Ohio State last year, and they lit Ohio State up, and it was a precursor.
Yeah.
Really showed everybody what Oklahoma might be able to do, and of course Oklahoma definitely did it.
Yeah.
Well, then I think after Iowa, then we have a stretch of. I'm sorry. After Indiana, we have Iowa, Michigan, and then Wisconsin. So there's a little 3-game,
As a Michigan fan,
right there.
If I was a Michigan fan and I'm looking at this, my concern would be, not Michigan, Penn State. About the Michigan game, though. Michigan plays hellacious defense since Harbaugh has arrived. That they haven't done anything. They haven't beat anybody, but they're playing. I think
their defense.
His defenses have been in the top 5 just about every year.
Yeah.
My concern as a Penn State fan would be: do you go to Michigan and you play a really, really physical game, even if you get the win? Then you got to come right back and have Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That looks like
Wisconsin is showing up on quite a few, top 4 preseason favorites.
Can't call it a trap game because Wisconsin, you know what you're getting.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be interesting to look at Wisconsin's schedule.
Well, Penn State does have, as far as when Penn State joined the Big Ten, Penn State does have a winning record against Wisconsin. So we have a history of beating. I remember the one. After the scandal and everything, when Bill O'Brien was coaching at Penn State, we had a game against Wisconsin, and they were top. They were top ranked, and we did beat them. So Penn State does have a history of beating Wisconsin. So
then you got a really tough road game right after the Wisconsin game, where you got to go up to New Jersey and face the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah. The Vanderbilt of the Big Ten?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't see us. And then we got Maryland.
Right.
Now, Maryland, I was looking at Maryland. Maryland they're going to be a better team than they were last year.
It's an interesting game, Maryland and Penn State, because that goes back to the days when Penn State was an independent and Maryland was in the ACC. That used to be a pretty big game, actually.
Yeah, we used to schedule them quite often when we were independent.
I remember some great games when Bobby Ross was the coach of Maryland, and of course Paterno at Penn State. But I remember some really, really good games during that era.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like we used to play Syracuse in West Virginia,
right?
Back in those times too. And I was actually talking to a friend of mine. I said, I'd like to see Penn State schedule West Virginia again.
Mm-hmm.
Because Bobby Bowden was at West Virginia.
I don't know what's going to happen with West Virginia. The word on the street is that the Big 12's days are numbered.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So I don't know.
I think there was rumored Texas and Texas was supposed to. Is Texas supposed to come to the SEC?
I don't see it. And I don't see it for one reason. I don't see it for one reason. I mean, I think the SEC would love to have Texas, but I don't think I don't think that the SEC will. I think the sticking point is going to be the Longhorn. The Longhorn Network it's not going to fly. They're not going to allow a team to come in that has their own network because the SEC has the SEC network. It's just not going to fly.
That's like Notre Dame. You're not going to see. I don't think you're going to see Notre Dame join the conference.
I don't think Notre Dame needs to join.
Not until they need to, and
not for a while.
Right now, they just don't need to.
They got that Catholic money.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I tell you what,
that's Illuminati. You know how that works.
I'm actually excited to see Notre Dame, Michigan again.
Mm-hmm.
I love Michigan Notre Dame.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. Our Notre Dame, our resident Notre Dame authority, Sean Devine, he can't stand Michigan, and he really wishes that they would not have rescheduled them. He don't want to see this game anymore.
Well,
there's a lot of bad blood between Notre Dame and Michigan going all the way back to the early last century. Sorry, at the beginning of the Big Ten, because Notre Dame didn't want to join, and at some point they did want to join, but the Big Ten wouldn't let them. And there's a lot of bad blood there.
Oh yeah, it's definitely great rivalry game.
Definitely.
I mean, I wouldn't put it close to the Michigan-Ohio State rivalry, but it's up there.
I mean, I think it could be, but it don't happen every year anymore. It used to happen every year.
Yeah, exactly. But Penn State, and then we finish off with Maryland. Now, I'm looking at it this way. I was talking to my buddy, he's the Bama fan, and I said, I think this year, Penn State might run the table, go to the Big Ten championship game, but lose to Whiskey. I think Wisconsin's due. I mean, they've been the last 2 years.
All right, so you're already predicting Penn State to beat Whiskey at Happy Valley
during the regular season,
and then lose to them in
Indianapolis
Indianapolis
game, because any coach, any football, anybody that knows anything about football knows that it's hard to beat the same team twice.
It definitely is. Yeah. When you're talking about a good team, but it happens. So I had a conversation with a guy the other day about this. And he was basically acting like it can't happen. And I supplied him about 10 games in the last 15, 20 years. Like Alabama beat Florida 2 times in 1999. Mm-hmm. Auburn beat South Carolina twice in 2010. It happens pretty frequently. But if you look at rematches against with 2 good teams, usually it's a split.
Well, I want to propose too that I think it's more a testament to the technology that's used in player development and gameplay, as far as building schemes against other teams. If you have a whole entire game of footage that you can see where you actually got to see and you were standing on the sidelines and watching it as it went down, and you can make those little micro adjustments and wait a minute, did I see what I thought I did? Hey, pull up that film real quick. And again, and then somebody pulls up on a little tablet, pulls this film up, and it's amazing what technology has done to improve the game, improve the quality of game, and also the game preparation, and I think that's why we're seeing that. It's not a common thing.
I think some of it is motivation too. The team that loses the first game is highly motivated. The team that won is like, why do we have to play this game? And then there's the awkward. There's the very awkwardness.
Point, and that's why I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
Hello?
Yeah.
No, I was saying that's why I was saying. I was like, Penn State beats Wisconsin during the regular season, faces them in the Big Ten championship game, and Wisconsin clips them. Because you got to remember, Penn State 2 years ago was not supposed to even be considered to win the East to go to the Big Ten championship game.
There is an awkward position.
A higher ranked Wisconsin team. Mm-hmm. So I think Wisconsin will have a high revenge factor against Penn State.
In a rematch,
especially if they face them again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In a rematch, there's an awkward place for the winner of the first game. And that is,
exactly,
do you go out and you play the game plan that won the game the first time? But if you
see Auburn from last year in the SEC championship,
I mean, that seems like
that doesn't work.
It seems like the thing to do because that was successful. But that's also
you have to plan.
That's what they're going to be way more prepared.
You have to plan a completely different game, and Auburn highlighted that last year in the SEC championship game, and that's why they didn't get a chance to go play for the big trophy.
No.
They almost.
And then, I'm down here, in Nashville, and there's plenty of Alabama fans.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was at work. My boss was a huge Alabama fan.
Smart guy.
And I.
That's why he's your boss.
I used to get him, but yeah, he's my boss. But I was like, Alabama proved to everybody that they deserve that national championship. They deserve to be in the playoffs.
They did.
So that whole stigma that Alabama shouldn't have been there.
No. We were talking about this team earlier, but Ohio State, Iowa cost Ohio State a spot in the CFP.
It's true. Fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5-star, but they've got spirit. We'll be a tailgate. The cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere.
Me up there.
And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boys' medium.
That'll work.
It's true. Fans are craving Dr. Pepper more than ever. So I've assembled a team. They're not exactly 5-star, but they've got spirit. We'll be a tailgate. The cheap seats, love seats. If you're craving Dr. Pepper, we'll be there. We'll be everywhere.
Me up there.
And yes, we are taking walk-ons.
I'm in.
Doug Flutie? Flutie's in! Let's go, Dr. Pepper, hip! Here's a boys' medium.
You know what? About that, I thought this was my philosophy, that the committee basically said, F you to the Big Ten. You've been in the college football playoffs 2 years. You haven't even scored a point.
Right.
So we're not even going to include a Big Ten next.
I mean, I think it was that.
I think it's more Ohio State's fault and the big blank that they delivered against Clemson. I think that really had something.
I think
to
that
do
was
with
some
it.
of it, but hey, we're not having.
That was.
But if they beat Iowa on the road, we're not having this conversation right now.
Absolutely.
Ohio State would have definitely
Ohio
been
State would have been in. Alabama would have went to the Almost Bowl.
And I almost
the
want to
rest would be
say,
history.
and I want to reluctantly say that had Iowa and Ohio State been close, let's just say 27-20 Iowa on the road, I still think Ohio State gets in.
You're probably right.
With 2 losses.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I do.
You might be right.
I do. I think that the committee would have loved to excluded Bama because that would have been popular thing to do. I just think that when they looked at the teams, they said, "Who else are we going to put in the fourth? We're not putting a team that's probably going to go in and lay an egg." See, they don't. People say that this is crooked, that the committee is looking out for the interest of the networks that carry these games.
They want to give a good product to the fans.
Absolutely. But somebody was like, well, that sounds dirty to me. And I was like, no, it's not dirty. If you pick the best teams, it's going to give you your best matchups.
Yeah.
But
yeah, exactly.
Anyway, did I think Alabama was going to win the tournament last year? No. But I did think they were going to get in.
Yeah.
Well, the national championship game, Nick Saban probably, and this is what I'm saying, Nick Saban in my mind, no doubtably, is the best coach in this era. I mean, because Nick Saban took out Jalen and put in Tua, and Georgia had no preparation for him.
Hold on for a second, Chris.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's good. I'm leaving space there. I'm going to put the rammer jammer thing right after he said it.
Yeah, I mean, that was, to be honest with you, that was brilliant. That was absolutely coaching brilliance.
It was.
Jalen ain't doing anything for us.
A lot of coaches wouldn't have had the balls to do it. I listened to Gene Stallings on a radio show. The guy sounds pretty good, actually, for somebody that just had a stroke last year.
Yeah.
But anyway, he said he couldn't have done it. And, of course, Spurrier said he would have done it about 10 minutes earlier.
Well,
and he's probably right, too.
Thing. My whole outlook this year and my prediction for Penn State, they will, like I said, I think they'll run the table. They got a good chance. Now, they might lose a game. And
what's the scariest game on the schedule for you?
Michigan, because it's at Michigan.
Yeah.
And plus, the two previous seasons, Michigan beat the shit out of us that one year. But see, people don't realize Penn State's linebackers were all hurt that game. I'm like, look, man, St. Mary's School for Wayward Girls could have ran 400 yards on that defense that day. I mean, we actually had to pull a safety to play up defense that year. I mean, our whole linebacking core was injured. And then we had the one linebacker got ejected during that game for targeting. I knew we was going to lose to Michigan that game.
Right.
I already knew that before it happened, before the game even started. I said, we're probably going to lose to Michigan. Our whole defense is hurt, and that too. And I think that year, because Penn State did win the Big Ten, and how the committee did the setup as far as the protocol of what they look at.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're supposed to look at injuries. It's like 4th or 5th on the list is how they do their protocol about teams getting in.
Well, that's what that was the excuse for Clemson losing to Syracuse, is that Kelly Bryant was hurt.
Yeah.
Which to me,
I'm not talking just one man. I'm talking the whole core.
Right.
Your whole linebacking core. I mean,
it hurt the whole core. Every Clemson fan I know was pretty butthurt that week.
But CFP basically gave him a pass. The committee basically gave him a pass. They said Bryant was hurt.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make a prediction. If Penn State gets past Michigan and they run the table like you said, we're going to have you on the week of the Big Ten championship game. And I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
I'm going to make a prediction. You will pick Penn State that day. You will not be picking Wisconsin.
No. Listen, I mean, I'm a Penn State diehard, and I will definitely not be saying that. But I'm just looking at as far as history goes, and why I'm saying Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And Penn State, if Penn State meets Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game, we've already played them. And of course, if Penn State goes undefeated, we've beaten them. So they have a revenge factor, plus the fact that they've been to the Big Ten championship game 3 games in a row, and they lost the past 2, they're going to be really hungry. Mm-hmm. They're going to, just put it this way, they're going to be a very hungry team to beat. After this season, like I said, my final outlook for Penn State this year is we go to the Big Ten championship game, we lose. I think we play a 2-loss Clemson team in the New York Six Bowl.
Okay.
I think the committee would love to see a Penn State Clemson game, because in history I think we only played them once as far as history.
Yes. It was a 35-10 Clemson win.
Yeah.
In the Gator Bowl, I believe.
But as far as after this season, I'm going to say that Tommy Stevens pulls a T. Martin,
mm-hmm.
and I'm saying the 2019-2020 team, Penn State has a very good shot of being a national champion.
Okay, so what you're saying, what you're telling the Penn State fans is got a lot to look forward to here in the next few years.
Yeah, I think Penn State will be a national championship caliber team.
Right.
Well, Chris, we really appreciate having you on tonight, man. As always, fuck your team.
Well, hey, thanks, fellas, for having me on again. I appreciate it.
Hey, no problem, Chris.
Take care, buddy.
Have a good night.
All right, you too, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
Drink Dr. Pepper in a crowd. I used to be alone in a crowd, but now you look around these days. There seems to be a Dr. Pepper craze. I'm a pepper in the sunshine. I'm a pepper in the moonlight. I'm a pepper in the good times. Dr. Pepper. Sunshine. I'm a pepper. Moonlight. You are pepper. Good times. I drink Dr. Pepper. Everywhere you go, I peppers. Lots of ocean, know my peppers. When you like to be a pepper too. I'm a pepper, he's a pepper. And if you drink Dr. Pepper, you will find that you're a pepper too. Drink Dr. Pepper. Drink Dr. Pepper.
This segment is brought to you by Family Smack. Fuck your mama, fuck your daddy and fuck your entire family. Please welcome Kimberly Butts Teague, Shaun Cagle, and Andrea Charles.
I'm joined with three wonderful individuals. Mr. Shaun Cagle. Hello, Shaun.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going wonderful. Kimberly, what's up, girl?
Hey, not much.
Did we get to the bottom of it, whether it's Andrea or Andrea?
We did.
Andrea.
It's Andrea?
No, Andrea.
Andrea. This is going to fuck with me really bad. Do we have to do this whole thing now? Can we just go ahead and just dump this whole segment? We got like 45 minutes of the Penn State guy.
But yeah, you're right.
I can't believe.
Okay, fine.
Okay, we'll see you guys later. We really appreciate having y'all on.
I mean,
are y'all watching fucking Cowboy Adam? Oh my God, he's tearing it up tonight.
He is.
Oh my God, we're missing Cowboy Adam for you guys?
Yes.
You need to get out of the mountains, hillbilly, and get you more than one device so you can multitask while you do the podcast.
Wait, what?
I am jerking off. I'm watching Cowboy Adam. I'm eating ramen noodles, and I'm drinking coffee and having this podcast all at the same time. Thank you, technology.
Oh.
Huh?
I would have to charge my
No, it's called. Shut the fuck up, man. It's radio magic. Doug's over here fucking harshing my style.
Your fourth hand is what's holding the coffee, or what?
I don't. Just shut up and just do what I tell you. Hey, how y'all doing tonight? It's really wonderful to have all of you on the program. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Larry Culpepper finally? Because I really need to get this shit off my chest.
Yeah, it's. We were gonna scrap this segment and we were gonna call Dr. Pepper tonight, and get to the bottom of this fucking cult. Huh?
What happened with that?
We still don't know. Look, I've heard conflicting reports about this whole Little Sweet thing, so I need to know right now because I personally feel like Dr. Pepper is pushing a gay agenda on our women and children, and I think we need to take action now. I really do.
Wouldn't the gay agenda have more to do with you than us?
And strangely enough, I also found out that Dr. Pepper contains prunes. So I don't know. There's gay agenda and prunes. You go ahead and do what you need to do with that juxtaposition there.
But we're gonna get to the bottom of this fucking shit by next week. We were gonna call him tonight, but we realized we had a segment with you guys.
We don't have the number either, do we? Have we Googled the number yet? I'm gonna Google 1-800 Dr. Pepper or something like that.
Like that.
There's a 1-900. Remember the 1-900 number, y'all?
We're gonna try that first. If it's
I know Kimberly was a 1-900 operator at one point in time.
If it's a recording,
really, tell me something in your sexy 1-900 operator voice. Something pertaining to shitting on my face. Go ahead. I don't mean to put you on the spot, you know.
Yeah.
I'm glad we're having this conversation. I really am. I feel like we're going to learn so much tonight.
The prune thing lost it for me. I'm sorry.
I've been drinking that shit for years and never knew there were prunes in it. That has destroyed my whole fucking universe right now.
But do you know now that it had prunes in it?
Yeah, I mean, I will never. I'm going to hesitate now right before I grab a Diet Dr. Pepper.
You drink Diet Dr. Pepper. It's got half the prune.
But it's still got it's got like 0 calorie prunes in it. But still, it's still fucking prunes.
He drinks the one that Little Sweet Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this whole little sweet thing for a minute so we can not talk about it ever again.
Down the washing machine or whatever.
Dr. Pepper has prunes in it. I'm sorry. I don't even think we can do this anymore.
Do what?
You don't.
And this whole thing that we're doing right now, I mean, Dr. Pepper has fucking prunes in it.
Yeah, but we just need to get back to this Culpepper thing right now.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that they're interrelated. I mean, there's no way that I could ever get past Dr. Pepper having prunes in it and Larry Culpepper's getting the axe. I mean, what the fuck did he do? Is he the one that actually told everybody that has prunes in it?
What did he do?
Yeah.
He invented the fucking college football playoff.
Yeah, and they're fucking just dumping him like that. I mean, how can you dump a man who just invents something so wonderful and beautiful for us Alabama fans?
This is proof positive that you better have good legal representation when you start fucking with these big companies.
You're right.
I mean, the guy gave them everything, and what did he get? He didn't. I mean, they didn't even it just come out of nowhere.
So what's he going to do now?
Yeah, I mean, he got Marino for him. What else did they want?
And what else is he going to do now? He's probably going to die of a heart attack like 3 days from now.
No, I'll tell you what he's going to do.
What?
He's going to wait for Lee Corso to die, and he's going to take over on college football.
Oh, that's going to be like 50 years from now.
Oh, no. Lee Corso's older than shit.
No, I mean, he is older than shit, but he's still going to live. He's like, all them other rich people, they get to live like forever. They're not like normal people.
He had a stroke, though.
Bob Barker's still alive, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he is.
Did we just pump them with embalming fluid, partly through with embalming fluid, so they kind of are half alive and half,
Does that really work?
What part are you wanting pumped up?
Shaun Cagle with the zinger. Nice.
Not Lee Corso, that's for sure.
Well, I mean, come on. Older guys have a certain charm, certain savoir-faire.
He's a legendary coach.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, you could he could wear a bunch of different furry masks for you.
I bet that man has a 12-inch dong.
He might.
He might. Lee Corso's probably just carried a billy club around in his pocket, and we'd have no idea. Ladies, if any ladies out there are listening and have some nasty Lee Corso stories, we would love to hear them here on Smacking Off the Podcast.
Yep, we'll make the segment happen. Just call us at
what is it? 408-508-BAIT or it's not unless
it's 304-508-BAIT.
Okay, I always fucked the area code up.
You might start bringing the Bill Cosby stories out.
That's still kind of a sensitive subject with me as far as the whole Bill Cosby thing.
We're trying to. He hasn't been sentenced yet, right?
No, but I mean, if you're gonna have this, this actually came up online somewhere else in another completely unrelated thread. But if you're gonna have sex with a passed out chick, you might as well have sex with a dead chick. That's the way I feel about that. Just warm them up a little bit.
True, but he hasn't got sentenced yet, right?
But the thing is, when rigor mortis sits in and make it tighter, I don't know.
You ain't gonna bait me with that question, buddy. Not today. Not today.
Are you sure?
That's worth a shot. I'll give it to you on that one. Kimberly gets a point.
Every one of us on that one.
It looks like I'm going to have to keep the Bill Cosby commercials going for this segment, too. For this episode.
Oh, they Jell-O commercials?
Yes.
With the pudding? With the pudding in it?
You haven't watched an episode in months, have you?
I really haven't. I don't. All I do is work. I come home. I play around on Facebook for an inordinate amount of time. I'm actually going to take a social media break this weekend. So y'all just do what y'all do this weekend on social media and leave me out of it.
All I'm doing
No,
is
just tag me in everything. I want to open it up and I want to see 5,000 notifications. It's so important. Yeah, you people love me.
1,000 notifications.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I actually woke up this morning and it was a very high double-digit number for a very short period of time, and I felt bad. I really did.
Right.
Yeah, I spend way too much time on Facebook. But it's amazing, though. It's free.
That's just when you deactivate your account.
No. I'm not a bitch like that now. Come on. I won't go the bitch route with it. I did that a long time ago when I first got on Facebook and I learned my lesson.
That's when you don't want the notifications blowing you up.
No, I want the because there's ways that you can set it up where the notifications may pop up, but it won't ding and all the other horseshit that it does.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm grown. I know how my Facebook works.
You know how to work social media. You know how to turn notifications on and off, right?
Yeah, I'm grown.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm grown. I'm a big man with a big full pubis. Yeah.
Andrea,
Yes.
Okay, I hear you. I haven't heard you in a while.
Yeah, Audrey, you're really fucking quiet during this whole conversation. What's up?
Didn't want to talk over you.
Well, you can talk. You're the guest. Pretend this is your home. Take off your shoes. Go get some mayonnaise out of the refrigerator and watch some Gilmore Girls. I mean, it's cool. You're at home now.
All right, you got the floor, Andrea.
I want to.
All right, Andrea, shut the fuck up for a minute. All right, guys. I really appreciate y'all coming on tonight. What are we going to talk about?
His job is done. He's got to fuck you out of Andrea.
I know. Well, that's not hard to do.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. That was very rude of me to treat my guest in such a fashion.
You're going to do it again, aren't you?
Yeah, you know it.
Yeah.
Here's something I'm interested in. How long have both of you been Vols fans?
Since birth.
Right. How long ago was that?
That was a long time ago.
I don't know how long ago.
Fuck you.
40-something years ago.
No way, Grandma.
Yeah.
It actually has like an interesting backstory, though.
I'm probably
Well,
go ahead.
So randomly, her dad and my dad both were in the Air Force station on Okinawa at the same time, but there are different Air Force bases on Okinawa.
Hold up 1 second.
That was World War I.
Hold up, Okinawa. Isn't that where Miyagi was from?
Yeah. Mr. Miyagi.
Right. I love you long time.
You don't remember that?
Mr. Miyagi.
China here.
Yeah.
Japan here. Okinawa here.
They went to Okinawa in part 2. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Part 2 was actually a pretty good flick.
Miyagi-ville.
There's some good action scenes in that one. There's some blood.
Yeah,
real blood.
Wax on and wax off while we're there.
No, that was Daniel's was already trained up. He had to fight for his life in that one. That was some real shit.
Yep.
Hardcore.
No, I'm saying we learned.
We're
not talking about y'all anymore. This is about Karate Kid.
Oh, absolutely.
Have you seen Cobra Kai yet?
No, Karate Kid takes over.
So have you lived in North Carolina like pretty much your whole lives, or?
No.
So y'all have your dads met out in Okinawa, and then what?
See, he wasn't paying attention.
I wasn't listening.
We heard
to
Okinawa,
anything.
And then we heard Miyagi.
Karate Kid jumped into his brain.
Seriously though, have y'all seen Cobra Kai yet? It's horrible. It's like really, really bad. It's so bad it's good.
But no, I haven't seen it yet.
So bad it's good. Just go into it with that attitude. But anyways, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your story about Okinawa.
All right. So, Andrea, tell him.
Her dad and my dad were both in the Vietnam War, stationed in Okinawa.
But that's not Vietnam. That's somewhere else.
I'm going to kill you.
I'm just making sure I'm following along. I'm paying attention now.
This phone, and I'm going to kill you. And if you think this is an idle threat, you're wrong.
You're gonna do what I want. That's what's gonna happen. But anyways, please continue.
I am going to bring the hands. And I know where Kimberly keeps her knives, so there.
She does, yeah.
Remember the story that I told you accidentally on Messenger earlier? Wink.
None of the hosts were injured.
The butter knives?
Yeah, about the butter knives, yeah.
But anyway, so during the Vietnam War, they supplied out of Okinawa. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we didn't meet each other. We didn't know each other. Then when our parents came back to the States after they were out of the service, they both went to the University of Tennessee, and both of our families lived in the same married student housing in Knoxville, and at the same time, and we went to the same school, and it was just, it goes on from there. So, Kimberly.
Yeah, and then basically fate brought us to North Carolina. And
Who's fate?
We were in
a very hot chick.
Whose fate is that? Is fate a pimp? Is it a pimp of yours?
Of her dad and my dad.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, to be with
So did this happen in the middle of the night and it was like hush hush and?
Gentlemen, do you ever find yourself at social gatherings wishing you had that slick, smooth hair that you see in the moving pictures?
Yeah.
Do you want the women to swoon at the very sight of your wavy locks?
Well, gee, yeah, mister.
You do? Well, now you can, with Dapper Dan pomade. You'll have the Hollywood starlets flocking to your side. Men the likes of Bogart will be asking for your calling card. And remember, no man is too scraggly or scrawny to be a Dapper Dan. It just takes a little pomade to bring him out. Watch as Johnny attempts to woo that ginned-up dame on the dance floor before he discovered Dapper Dan.
Excuse me, ma'am. Can I get that door for you?
What's wrong, Johnny? Lady's not giving you the attention you know you deserve? Yeah, try that again. This time with some Dapper Dan.
Pardon me, ma'am. Can I get that door for you?
Can you ever?
Thanks, Dapper Dan.
Sure thing, Johnny. So try Dapper Dan Pomade. You'll be that debonair duke of your dreams.
Yeah, shush, and job opportunities and whatnot brought us here, and fate, you know.
You guys work.
And,
You're women. You don't have to work. You're sitting on a gold mine.
You're right. We are.
Yes, I mean, what the hell? What's up with this whole work thing?
Oh, it was our dad's working, not us.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
No, it wasn't us working.
Yeah, so y'all don't work. Okay, well, that's smart. I don't believe in work personally, even though I do
make a
it.
good sandwich. What
You told me they were working girls.
You do
No, that meant something else.
That's not even true.
Man, that was my
Actually,
next question.
I think the term, Doug, was back page whores. But,
Okay.
you know, either way. All right, well, this conversation is great. It really is.
Anyway, we found each other in a fan group and discovered our parallel lives and the fact that we live.
So wait a minute. So actually, y'all kind of were in the same, I don't know, stratosphere as one another as far as your families and your peoples and this, that, and the other, and eventually, but y'all found each other and got to be friends online.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the internet is so amazing.
It is.
It really is.
It is. And then we met and took another Tennessee fan out for his birthday, and yeah.
Had a threesome, yeah.
And then since then we've hung out several times together. We're going to several games together this year.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah.
What games you going to?
West Virginia, Florida.
Yeah, West Virginia, Florida, Georgia, and possibly Auburn.
Ooh, don't go to the Georgia game.
Yeah, I'd stay away from that one if I were you.
No, that one's already planned. We already have a host and everything.
Yeah.
Your host?
Y'all just need to, if you're going to do any drinking, do it before the game.
Why is
It
that?
sounds like it sounds like
It,
might be
it
one of
deadens
the party
everything.
bus.
It deadens your senses.
Deadens your feelings. Yeah. Your feels are dead.
Oh, we're hanging out with two of your favorite people. We're hanging out with Kason and Lily.
Yep.
Oh, lucky dogs! Tell them we said hey.
I know.
I love them too. That's the sweetest couple we've had on here.
I know. I love them too.
We got to bring them back on.
No, actually, it's Cowboy Adam and Melissa. That's the sweetest
they're
couple we've
definitely
ever
coming
had.
back.
Well, yeah, okay, Cowboy Adam and Melissa, but I met Kason and Lily first, so you know.
Yeah, y'all. I don't know. I just feel like we just need to. We're really neglecting our duties here on the Tuesday night. And
What on Culpepper?
No, I was going to play some Cowboy Adam real quick, but apparently I think they pulled the plug on it.
So, you know
No,
why?
No? Yeah, you can't play this video. An unknown error occurred. That unknown error is Melissa.
Something.
Yes.
So, a friend of mine who lives in Mobile was saying that he
Russ
heard Danny
Mosert.
Sheridan on 105.5,
Mm-hmm.
and that Danny Sheridan said that he would give line at Pruitt being gone in 3 years. Have you heard that?
I heard that Danny Sheridan knows who the bagman is. So I've not been able to take much that Danny Sheridan has said about too much of anything except for betting on games. That guy is uncanny.
He is.
But anything else that he has to say that is has anything to pertain to as far as betting on games, yeah, you can
He's pretty cool. He's pretty cool for a vampire. Have you ever seen that guy?
Yeah, he does.
He looks dead.
The betting on the games, but we weren't sure about the other.
Well, I mean, who cares? I mean, Pruitt can lose, 7 games this year and it'll be acceptable. I mean, Tennessee is in a major rebuilding right now.
I think he can even do worse than that, and he'll still be all right for the first year.
For the first year.
For the first year, yeah, exactly, because you can blame it all on Butch Jones at this point.
Except for winless. If he goes completely winless, or shall I say, let's just imagine the worst thing that it could happen to the Tennessee program, and they could go winless in the SEC.
Right.
Oh, that's already happened.
Oh, that did happen. Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about them.
Now, y'all know that Lou Holtz actually went winless.
twice. You've gotten it a fuck you from me and a fuck you from Mondi. So
Excellent.
boom.
Excellent.
Now we just need to get one from Shaun, and we'll
So
be good.
just go and pull your panties up. And
They're
there's
all
nothing more to see
They're not
here.
gonna fuck you each other.
I know, right?
I know.
Can we cut to a commercial?
How much wine have y'all had tonight?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Be honest. How many bottles? Just round it up to an even number.
And we thought Shannon was going to be hammered.
No, I haven't.
I'm allergic.
Believe it or not, I have not had a drink in 3 years.
Yay for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
That really just sucked the life out of the whole conversation. Everybody's like, "Oh shit, Shannon's sober now. I got to shut the fuck up with my drunk ass."
No. I'm actually sober right now. So
Why?
Just imagine me drunk.
Why? I would have definitely had something to drink before this. I'm hyped up on coffee tonight. Are you gonna play some Bill Cosby?
Coffee's a drug of choice.
I'm just getting ready to do a commercial, whatever you want to do.
Playing that pudding pop commercial.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
Those were good. I like the strawberry ones myself. I was a big fan of the strawberry pudding pop.
All right, guys. We'll be back right back after these messages.
Shut the fuck up.
You know what's so cool about Jell-O gelatin pops? They taste just like Jell-O gelatin. But they've got a handle. So, while your right hand is doing this, your left hand can be doing this or, you know. But if your left hand sees how much fun your right hand is having, it won't want to be left out. Okay, now you have to share. Jell-O gelatin pops. Real Jell-O gelatin, only cooler.
Are y'all still there?
I hate you.
I guess.
I fucking hate you so bad right now with my anger.
Oh shit.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're officially.
Yeah, we're back.
We're so back.
Smacking
it's not
Off
even
is
funny.
back.
Smacking Off the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Yay! This is why we haven't won an Emmy yet. Do they give out Emmys for podcasts yet?
Sure.
What's the award? What's the Emmy equivalent for a podcast award?
A potty.
Do they really make those?
No.
They should.
No.
though.
I just made it. Let's patent
Dude,
it.
The potty award.
Oh my god! But with D's, not with T's. I mean, we're not. Let's keep it Christian, y'all.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. The potties.
Yeah.
The potty for
The potties.
best sports podcast goes to Uncle Lou.
Yeah.
I love Uncle Lou. We need to get him back on. It's been a minute.
I tried to match him up with Tiggy, and he was like, "Yeah, it sounds intriguing," but I never heard back on it.
Yeah. Uncle Lou's got. He's a successful, multi-faceted superstar.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, he's got sponsors.
I don't know what if it was his latest one, the one where he was breaking in his garage or whatever. Anyway, that actually was a pretty good, high quality video.
No, the one of him smashing the TV is way better.
Oh well, yeah. For me, yeah. As far as pleasure, entertainment, yes, I totally backed off to that one.
Yeah, that's a good.
But,
Yeah, but-
no, I mean, as far as cinema quality.
I felt horrible for that TV, but I don't know. I felt somehow that he was justified in what he was doing to that TV for making his eyes see that.
Yeah, you know.
That was traumatic for Lou.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Wow.
I've only seen one better one of somebody trashing the TV, and that was that damn Georgia fan when the Alabama game.
I saw that.
He busted the TV, the wall, the fucking door.
No, that loss wasn't worth all that. It really wasn't. I think Lou was justified in his, and I think the Georgia fan. No, Georgia has nothing, and I'm gonna say this with all humility and all honesty, that Georgia fans have nothing to be ashamed about in that loss.
Oh, hell
it's the
no.
same exact way that I felt when we lost the year before to Clemson, to easily the best quarterback of the country.
One big difference though.
Yeah.
Bama had won the national championship the year before, and Georgia won their last in 1980.
Well, this is true.
So,
right.
In a Georgia fan's mind, they're thinking, okay, here we are. We've got a chance at another national championship. It's been a long time. And then that shit goes south. What goes to your mind is, we may not even be back here in my fucking lifetime.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Kirby's got the recruiting up. He's developing talent. They've got a great thing. They've got a great thing going on. It's gonna be a good run.
I'm not saying anything bad about Georgia, and they're definitely they're gonna be around. But
yeah, they're going to be around.
But you never know. You never know that
in the back of their head.
You never know. We've seen Mark Richt. I mean, he looked great coming out of the gates, and he got into some situations where he might have played for a national championship if this would have happened or that, but he never got into the game.
Yeah.
And you may see the same thing.
That's exactly what he did this year too, Richt.
Oh, absolutely,
He can get close, but he can't close them.
Sometimes an indicator is an indicator, and sometimes it's an indicator of nothing.
Yeah, and true, but Mark Richt does have a hell of a track record coming from Georgia into Miami to be replicating the same thing. Now, to be fair though, nobody really expected Miami to be, much of anything as far as in terms of national prominence last year until the season started ramping up.
But right now, what's happening in Georgia looks like Alabama Light, but Alabama Light is still
ain't gonna beat Alabama. It's just
but it's still a good product.
True, very true.
Oh yeah, it's going to be like the Clemson Alabama. It's going to be Georgia Alabama for years to come. The way Kirby's doing it.
Well, and again, to be fair, there are situations that do come up. A player decides to act out in a bar one night. Next thing you know, you've lost your star player for the season, or things like that. There are those little X factors. What's that?
They go fishing.
Oh, that's not real. I ain't even worried about that shit. Him getting hooked with a little hook. Really?
I think Kimberly's
trying to talk some smack on this situation.
Kimberly and Andrea are fixing to let us know about how Tennessee's fixing to take this shit.
Yeah, let's hear about Tennessee's.
Let's hear about Phil Fulmer fucking your mom that one time.
Oh, again.
Yeah, again.
No, yeah, shut up. No, I mean, he dropped out. No, I mean, I think I told you guys last time, I think we're going to go at least 6-6, and we might go more.
I would agree. I really would.
With the go more part?
No, I mean, I agree that it's going to be at least 6-6.
Yeah. I really don't expect Tennessee to come out this year and shit the bed like last
I think they're going to have a pretty harsh losing streak in the middle of the year. Possibly, I think we said.
They got some tough games there, like 3 and 4 in a row.
Yeah, no,
we all do, though. I mean,
but
part of that schedule, and everybody's got like 3 or 4 hard games.
If they tie the ends of the season up, the beginning and the end.
That's exactly what I was going to say. 3 at the beginning, 4 at the end.
Yep.
So
it's definitely doable.
3 and 3. That's what I see.
So we get to see them play in the Birmingham Bowl this year.
To shame. I mean, that's not really hard to do, but.
Well, I mean,
I think he will. I mean, he's already put him to shame.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I think in his press conferences.
I know his press conferences.
I'll tell you what. If they win 7 games, me and Shannon will meet y'all downtown when y'all come into Birmingham for the Birmingham Bowl.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll show you we will show you a wild time. Yeah, take you to the booby bars. Wesley's Booby Trap. We got to take them to Wesley's Booby Trap.
Yeah, that's a monument.
There is a little, and you need to Google this place because it is amazing. It is a little tiny little itty bitty titty bar out on the county line up the road up the major highway.
That itty bitty titty bar.
No. Well, there are girls with itty bitty titties in there because they're strung out on meth.
Over a size D, D and under.
No, well, I mean it's a wide variety of young, lovely young ladies, but it's
a wide variety of titties, but it's a small place.
Oh, it's a small, like when you pull up, you're not going to feel safe. That's the great part about it.
No,
and when you
go
go
in the front door, you're halfway out the fucking back.
When you applaud the girls on stage, you're given a 2x4 block to beat on the stage with, so the girl will come over.
Oh wow!
I am dead serious. It is a real deal, girl. It is like, it is white trash as fuck.
They got this place up near Bristol, where when I lived up in Bristol in Johnson City, it was called Fuzzy Holes, and it's kind of the same way. Shit, it's called Fuzzy Holes.
Really?
There used to be a place here called the Fuzzy Mule.
Girl, shave that shit. Nobody wants to see that.
Fuzzy Holes. No lie, I have a picture of that sign because it's so hilarious.
You know about the Fuzzy Holes? Okay.
There was a place here called the Fuzzy Mule for years.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
My favorite though was the gay bar that was called Mabel's Beauty Shop and Chainsaw Repair.
Oh.
That was here in Birmingham. That was like in the early '80s. Yeah.
Catchy.
Yeah.
That must be where they were lubing them in the back, wasn't it?
To be gay in 1980 in Birmingham, Alabama was about as edgy as fuck.
Damn, that's where Ron got that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
That's where Ron got that for the for the little commercials we did.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah.
Well,
you were still in Florida then, though. That was before.
Yeah.
That was way, way, way back.
But
So
I think it was
it's not
Cousin
open
Mo's
anymore?
daycare and chainsaw repair.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm sorry. We just literally went down memory lane for half a minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's like it's a Christian bookstore now, but it's owned by the same people.
They saw a lot.
The implication.
I like the way you said the word implication. That was nice. That was sexy. You should have been a 1-900 phone operator, Andrew. I'd pay good
She
money
should
to listen
have.
to you talk about shit on my chest. Yeah. $1.99 a minute? Oh, hell yeah. Let me get my Visa card.
It's late, but it's never too late to experience the excitement that an intimate phone adventure can give you. Come on, call us. We know how to make those lonely hours more fun. You can choose from a variety of programs like dating, fantasies, confessions, and personal conversation. You get it all with just one call to 1-900-680-5000. $4.95 per minute, adults only. Call now.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team. This conversation has made this coffee taste just amazing.
That's what the podcast is missing.
What?
We need our own 900
Well,
number.
what? Oh, 900 operators?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I
Shaun?
want to know what you put in your coffee, Shannon.
What am I? I'm one of the. I put the little fancy creamer in it. The well, not fancy, but the flavor creamer, like girls do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like girls do.
Yeah, I'm not a black
and
coffee
that's funny
drinker.
because we put Bailey's in our coffee, so whatever.
So it wasn't wine. It was Bailey's all along. Have you ever drank Bailey's from a shoe?
From a boots.
From a shoe?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it is from a boot. Sorry, I lose a point. Shannon loses a point.
I just want to remind everybody that this segment is brought to you by Family Smack. It really is.
Is it?
Yeah.
You know what?
Did we? Is this a thing?
No,
Are we doing this? Is this like a cross promotional now?
It is, but we need to go ahead and also bring up that we have Shaun Cagle on from SEC
Savage
Nation. And what is you guys' group?
Kimberly's like an 80 million group. She's a group whore like me.
I am.
But
I am a group whore.
Yeah.
She is literally in every group. Every time I wake up, she's in another 5 groups.
I keep getting added to all these
It's
groups.
addictive. I'm telling you.
Is it Pigskin?
Alabama group
Yeah,
tonight.
Pigskin's
Oh my
back.
God,
Yeah.
man. I'm in an Alabama group? No, I don't think so. I left that one. Awesome.
Yeah, I think we showed it to Kimberly. The
You didn't show it to me.
The picture of
You
the
didn't show it to me.
I thought it was in a thread.
Well, I'll tell you what. We'll later.
Doug is definitely going to post it up here in a minute.
It'll be up.
Okay.
It'll be up in the episode right here.
Up in it.
All right, awesome.
All up in the episode.
Good deal. Yeah, but that's actually not my group. I'm just.
It's not our group.
Okay, but y'all have taken over at this point because y'all are both admins, right?
No, we have not taken over the group. Trust me. We
Listen
got
to this.
reminded today that we are not in charge of this group.
But y'all are admins.
Really?
No.
Don't even get me started. No.
Oh no! You were started, girl.
Yeah.
I want to hear it. Tell me.
I'm so glad I said that now.
I am too.
Kimberly, hold me.
There is no escape. None.
No, we just had somebody thirsty that was messaging people out that weren't friends with.
Oh, thirsty.
Uh-huh.
Did you?
I seen that thread.
Did you get the dreaded dick pic?
That's a very interesting story, actually.
Oh shit! Jackpot!
Kimberly and I have this long-running thing where
Oh God.
I don't even know how to start it now.
Yeah,
You guys have.
started from the beginning very slowly. Can I take my pants off?
So there is a person who shall remain nameless
Mm-hmm.
who sent me and a friend of ours, mine and Kimberly's, and then everybody else on the whole internet, besides Kimberly, the same picture of his dick. And so we're girls. So when we get unsolicited dick pics, we go, hey! And so we showed it to Kimberly, her friend and I. We showed it to Kimberly, and she's like, that's the same picture. She's like, oh my God, I've got to set this all up. So that's how that's how the three of us became really good friends, is we bonded over unsolicited dick pics. But the point is, Kimberly never gets sent dick pics except for the ones that we send her secondarily. So,
So, in other words, what we needed to, we're going to go ahead right now. If everybody listening, go ahead and check the screen out. We're going to go ahead and put Kimberly's contact information. Y'all really need to hook a sister up. She needs some dick pics in her life, and I don't want to see anybody go without dick pics in their life.
I know.
Particularly unsolicited dick pics. Those are the best kind.
Well, no, excuse me. I did get a Cheney.
Dick Cheney does not count.
No, that's. But anyways, yeah, guys, it's time to do your.
I'm
duty.
a little out of the loop. What's a Dick Cheney?
A Dick Cheney?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I am.
He was a vice president.
No, I mean, what are we talking about with this application of the term?
He did 9/11, dude. Come on.
Yes, for that shit.
Literally a picture of Dick Cheney and his bald ass. So, anyway.
I told you, he's the one that did 9/11.
That's so much
that
more
was Jordan.
boring
That was
than I thought it
G-Dub.
was.
Sorry. Sorry, G-Dub.
I know. Yeah.
Just kidding, dog.
Sorry, wasn't more exciting.
I voted for G-Dub in 2000. That's a true story.
Yeah, true story here.
I've regretted that ever since.
That happened.
Can't go back.
This is not very sports-like at all.
It's really not. I just, this whole conversation's gone really downhill. I don't, dick pics, it was actually kind of going back up. We were trending, and then all of a sudden it fell flat.
Who is trending? Who are you?
That's what Dick Cheney kind of does for you. You know, it kind of just makes you go flat.
Hey, y'all know how to end this segment, right?
For Kimberly to start talking about Phil Fulmer fucking her mom in high school or something.
Anything.
No, I'm not ever bringing that up again.
That
he
old
some
chestnut.
problems with that, didn't he?
What's that?
He did have some problems with that, didn't he?
What? With fucking Kimberly's mom? No.
With fucking somebody.
I don't think they really. I don't think they fuck guys.
Kimberly's mom or not, but
no, Kimberly's mom actually got at least finger fucked or something by Phil Fulmer. Kimberly can tell the story a lot better than I can.
Wow, Kimberly, I didn't know this story.
Is that why
She
you're
tells it
asking
like
for
every other thread. Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh, Shannon, I've mentioned it twice.
I know.
Seriously.
So it's fucking true?
I will almost bet that you will never mention it again.
All right,
No, I won't.
That shit's true?
Yeah, it's true.
Let's give Kimberly the floor. I want to hear the
Yeah,
story.
Kimberly, go ahead. Kimberly, tell the story.
Oh, five-finger Phil.
Yeah, they double dated. He and my mom double dated. So, I don't know if there was a group orgy in the car or what happened. But
So-
yeah.
So
wait a minute.
when did the finger fucking happen?
That was like when they went to park.
Sometime in the 60s.
That's right.
This really happened in the 60s?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Franklin County, Tennessee. They were the rebels.
Okay.
Now, wait.
He played football there.
Bill Cosby wasn't there, was he?
No, that was something completely different.
No, actually they didn't have a prom because of segregation.
Fucking
Because
racist.
they were afraid. The integration happened, and they were afraid that the blacks would actually dance with the whites, so they didn't have a prom.
What was their? What was
There
the
you
name?
go.
What was the name of their mascot again?
It's a rebel.
Oh yeah, that's right. Just want to make sure we had this all strung together,
They still
right?
had that stupid rebel in the gray uniform and the Confederate flag and everything.
Oh really?
As far as I know.
Wow.
I think they do.
That's
They might have changed it, I
doubling
don't know.
down right there. I'm sure they have now. That's that sort of thing's rather
Yeah.
unfashionable these days.
Yeah. So, and actually, our friend Paige, the mutual friend, she actually, her mom went to school with my parents as well. So, and I actually went to school with a former as well. So, boom, bring it all back around.
I want to bring it back around and talk about these dick pics again. Who was the guy that sent the unsolicited dick pics? Is this somebody we interact with online? Can you at least give me a hint?
No.
Not if you can help it.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this was a thing, though.
Oh, yeah, it was a thing.
Okay. Was there did the police get involved?
And he was in sports groups, but as far as I know, he's not anymore.
Oh, okay.
What was the thing about dick pics and Justin Pike? Because I seen something and I did not read the whole thing.
I don't know. He has me blocked, so I don't know.
What?
Pike's got you blocked?
Pike has Kimberly blocked?
Yeah. Can you believe that? I can.
We got to get him to unblock her. If we got Russ to unblock Pike, we got to get him to unblock
I'm
her.
in complete shock right now that Justin Pike has Kimberly, of all people, blocked.
See, I work construction. I build things. Do you understand how important that is to the world?
Doyle Hargraves Construction.
Told you 3 times already. The law's on my side.
I know, right? I don't know why. I really don't.
We got to settle this.
He don't even have me blocked, and I gave him so much fucking hell for years.
I'm in complete shock. I don't know what to say about this. I don't even know how to feel about this. I want to apologize, but I don't. Man, I'm fucked up over this.
Did somebody send out pictures saying it was Justin Pike's dick, or did he get a bunch of dick pics?
It was probably Kimberly. I think that's where this is all starting to come full circle now.
That's it. He sent me a bunch of dick pics, and I blasted them secondhand. And no, seriously.
Yeah, we put him on Rate My Dick.
So this was Justin Pike. This is like the biggest controversy.
The last thing that I seen on
this show,
Justin Pike was he'd actually shared the name of his attorney, and that the next person who did whatever it was that was pissing him off would be hearing from his.
Was his attorney Landon Beeman?
Oh.
It was L Beeman.
L Beeman. Yeah.
LB Beeman.
Okay.
It's the law.
Must be a distant
Marshall and Marshall.
We still have not been able to get David Marshall on the show. Our relationship is straining daily, and I don't know if it can be salvaged at this point. I think we're gonna need counseling.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, this whole conversation has just really been a downer. If you think
It
about
has. From where
Larry Culpepper's going away. Little Sweet won the war. You know.
To Tennessee football.
Okinawa.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, me not getting dick pics. It's just sad.
Phil Fulmer finger banging Kimberly's mom. You know.
Yeah.
God, there's just so much in this conversation that it's a process.
Under a
unpack
Confederate
here.
flag.
Yeah.
Oh, that's even worse, too. Shit.
Under a Confederate flag. That right there is the most sickening thing that I could ever think of in my whole life. I love it. That was great.
So there you go.
I'm going to meme that later.
I wonder, sitting there thinking, I wonder how many people really know what the Confederate flag is. Because
not many.
Because that popular one that they show is actually the Virginia battle flag.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
Anyways, it don't matter.
So,
none of that matters.
But it was still on top of the General Lee, and you could still see that shit when they were in there. And they said, what'd they say when they went through there?
Something about was it yeehaw?
Yeehaw, motherfucker.
Yeehaw, you black motherfucker. Oh wow.
I'm gonna go home.
I'll take it there.
I'm gonna go home and watch some
I
Dukes of
couldn't
Hazzard.
tell it apart.
Are you gonna watch the movie, or are you gonna watch the old
not
show?
at all.
I kind of like
By
Willie
the
as
way,
Uncle
whatever their
Jesse.
names are, I
He
met
makes a pretty
them,
good Uncle
too.
Jesse.
I don't
Who
know.
does Uncle Jesse?
Whatever their names are.
Bo and Luke.
Well, but I mean their real life names.
What? No, Coy and what was the other
Coy
guy's
and
name?
Vance.
Coy and Vance. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The dark-haired one.
Shout
was
out to
nice.
Coy.
The blonde one was an asshole.
Let's just be honest. Without Boss Hogg, you've got nothing. That show, Boss Hogg made the fucking show.
and
Not Burt Reynolds' Boss Hog either.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
yeah,
No, Frank, yeah.
I don't know Cooter. You can't really have a Dukes of
No,
Hazzard without
come
Cooter.
on. Anybody could have played Cooter, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you're being an asshole right now on purpose.
Larry the Cable Guy was actually supposed to play him in the movie, and somehow he fucked it up on the screening or something.
That's Larry the Cable Guy.
Yeah, imagine that.
They end up getting the guy that played Champ from Champ Kynes from Anchorman. What's his name? He was also in.
See, I'm not a huge Anchorman
Office,
fan like
and
you
he was
are.
in The Office.
Oh, you're talking
Todd
about
Packard.
Steve. No,
Yeah.
Todd Packard. Oh yeah, shit.
What's his name?
God, I can't remember. I just remember Todd. I'll always remember him as Todd Packard.
I know what his name was.
What?
Crazy Cooter.
Crazy Cooter.
Because he was.
Todd Packard was a great character too.
You need to watch some Anchorman. I don't think you've watched it.
I've watched it like one time. It had Heather Locklear.
You're probably
in it.
in a
No,
bad-
not Heather Locklear. It had what's her name? Christine Applegate in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's cute.
Yeah. The second one's better. Well,
it's completely unbelievable that her and somebody that looks like Will Ferrell would actually like have sex with each other.
well, I mean, I don't think.
Or
they-
excuse me, actually just
I
Christine
don't think they
Applegate
really
allowing
did.
him to have sex with her, you know.
Right.
He looks like a guy that would send dick pics unsolicited.
Mm-hmm.
Who, Ron Burgundy?
Sex in
yeah, Will
movies
Ferrell.
is so real.
Right. Bradley Cooper and Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, that I can picture.
No, I mean he's like twice her age. Okay, whatever.
Whatever.
That's how Hollywood pairs them up. It's
Well,
weird.
but Hollywood pairs them up because there's a bunch of dirty old men in Hollywood. I think we've recently been kind of getting, all of that
Yeah, we got
shoved to the
done.
forefront.
Yeah, a little bit.
Well, I mean, but it is true though, and you bring up a good point because there's a lot of new movies that I watch. It's like really, what was the one? One of the more recent Tom Hanks ones that had was it Emma Watson?
You talking to me? Because I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
She could be his daughter. Close.
And look, I'm not saying that they don't have like a romantic connection in the film, but there's something kind of when you watch the film, there's something almost underlying that you can't deny. The fact that there is supposedly some sort of hint or supposition that something like that could possibly happen between.
You mean kind of like?
It's just weird. It was just really weird and just pervy. I don't know. And the movie wasn't even about that. It's just, I don't know, it's just so off-putting.
You mean like a vibe, kind of like Ginger and the Professor on Gilligan's Island?
Yeah.
You could. I mean, that shit was there. You could feel that shit.
I don't think so. I think that I definitely think that Gilligan and Marianne were sneaking.
Yeah.
Off. But
They were sneaking behind the
Marianne
house.
was still smart enough and savvy enough to not let people know that she was fucking Gilligan because he was a dumbass.
Yeah.
That's smart. We've all done that at one point in time in our life. We've had that one person that, I can't really get laid with anybody else, and this person is kind of halfway safe and available, so I'll just fuck them for a while but not tell anybody about it.
Yeah.
Well, he had the nose, so
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's good if you're like eating pussy from behind, and that's kind of cool if you're into that sort of thing.
From behind?
Yeah. Well, I mean the nose,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Uh-huh.
There's cum stains on the pillow where she won't slate her head. We should be watching Cowboy Adam right now.
No.
This is some horseshit.
Is he over?
I don't know. I cut it on in the face. It destroyed Facebook.
See if it's still going, and if it is, I'll cut these. I'll cut this shit off. And we'll watch them.
We're having a wonderful.
We can hang out.
We're having a wonderful conversation. I don't see any reason for this to ever end.
Oh my God. He said with no irony.
He's actually giving me the signal to get.
This video has ended.
Fuck.
Okay, well, I guess let's talk about some football or something. What's up, guys?
Hey, we haven't started the segment yet.
Oh,
go ahead and officially start this shit.
And welcome to Smacking Off, the podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer. We're joined with these three
I think
fucks.
Shaun and Andrea need to talk more.
I do. Shut the fuck up, Kimberly. Quit just like hogging the whole conversation.
I am sipping it.
Y'all go ahead. I'm turning my microphone off.
Yeah, Shaun, what are
God
you
damn
doing?
it.
No, you're not. Hey, pull your pants up.
What are you doing now?
Shaun, what's going on? Doug just
pull your damn pants up.
Doug just took his pants off. No, just ignore all that.
I've been sitting
Studio
here with mine
chatter,
off. We've had
studio
this
chatter.
conversation Before.
Yeah. He's getting some unsolicited dick pics ready.
Great. Okay. Yay.
You're gonna have to zoom in.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. That censor bar.
Zoom out.
No, the other way. Do your fingers the other way. Yeah, that's the zoom. That's better. Oh, that's a nice shot. That's gonna look good on the mantle.
Shine.
It's gonna look good on the mantle.
It's got a shine to it.
Yeah.
I'll frame it.
Are you a framer? You know, I've been looking for a good framer.
Yeah.
My last framer, not so much.
Too bad. All right, I'm waiting, Shaun. Where are you? Jump in, dude.
Yeah, Shaun, you were like summoned a while ago by Kimberly to speak your piece.
Please visit smackingoff.com for all of your smacking off needs.
This has really been a great conversation, guys. I feel like we've learned so much about each other, and
yeah,
I don't think this had anything to do with football, did it?
Yeah. We talked about that Tennessee schedule.
We talked about Phil Fulmer.
Tennessee was gonna go
Phil, did you say Phil Fulmer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's cueing me to get the mouse on the stop button.
Yeah, because
we talked about Rick.
We did talk about Mark Richt. We talked about Nick Saban quite a bit, which was important for me.
Uncle Lou.
We definitely had the Uncle Lou
Kirby Smart.
Kirby Smart is a pussy faggot. We know that for
he is. Yeah.
I guess we've covered everything, guys. I hope that y'all have a wonderful evening. Go drink the rest of your Baileys and expect some dick pics forthcoming.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm waiting on bated breath. You know that all of them that I get, I'm going to forward to you, right, Madden?
No, because I'm actually going to take, Shaun was mentioning earlier about deactivating the Facebook account. And while we were talking, I looked into that. And I think it's going to work out great.
No, I would never do that.
I'm checking out, y'all. I'm checking out of Facebook for a little while.
I peace out the family smack, but
you're going to go ahead and take the whole thing down?
Jail.
You need to go ahead and just take it down for the good of the rest of the internet.
Yeah.
But that's why I made all of y'all admins, so one of y'all will at least have the balls to take that group down.
To take the group down?
Yeah, just take the whole fucking thing down. Don't
Kimberly,
even archive it or anything. Just rip the whole motherfucker to shreds and wad it up and throw it in the trash.
But I'm just a mod, so I can't do that.
Oh, fuck, yeah. I knew you were going to be trouble.
Do we need to promote her?
Huh?
We're going to promote her?
But she's going to take the group down. Oh, wait a minute, I wanted her to. Shit, I'm so conflicted right now.
Wad it up and throw it in the trash.
Oh, that's so bad.
I'm so conflicted right now.
I was beginning to like that group.
Wayne Puckett's,
I actually like
Wayne
Doug
Puckett's
Green
sharing
and
in this
sports
motherfucker
shit.
now. I mean, this is getting serious.
I learned something from Doug every time.
Doug, yes.
What do you learn?
Shannon, just Doug.
What are you learning?
I like your hypothetical matchups.
Oh yeah, Doug's the smart one. Doug's the one that knows everything about the football. I don't
everything shit.
I don't watch any of the football.
All I'm trying to do is get some nerds fighting in threads, and it works.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I brought in some Sooners for you, and then you, right away ran them back off.
How'd that happen? What exactly happened there?
I basically
Did you run them off?
Did I do it, or did Shannon do it?
One of you guys ran them off.
Every Sooner that I've ever met, with the exception of Timothy Bailey. Timothy Bailey is a regular contributor to the show. Tom Murphy's come on a couple times. Other than those two cats, every fucking Sooner I've ever met is one of the biggest bitches I've ever seen online.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying as fucking hell.
They are the most annoying goddamn fan base in the history of Smack Football, or Football Smack on Facebook.
Yeah, they are.
Really? More than Notre Dame?
Little bitches, too.
Yo, go God. Yeah, Notre Dame fans are a pleasure to deal with.
You let Notre Dame,
We got some pretty good Notre Dame fans.
let Notre Dame tear off a
though.
18-year span like Oklahoma's had, which is not great. I mean, they got the one national championship. They played for it a bunch of times. Though.
Yeah,
right.
But you let Notre Dame tear off an 18-year stretch like that, and they'll be worse than Oklahoma because Notre Dame fans are everywhere.
Yeah, but Notre Dame fans are, at least by and large, a little bit smarter of a fan base. Oklahoma fans.
They're easier to get along with.
I don't think that I've smacked with like 3 Oklahoma fans that went past the 9th grade. I guarantee you that.
I think Notre Dame are just more humble right now.
Then it goes downhill from there.
Does anybody know what fucking Boomer Sooner means? Go look it up sometime. Oh my God.
I mean, I know what Roll Tide means.
Yeah.
You've ever watched the freaking Tide coming in, you know what the hell that means.
Yes. Yeah. I ran them off with the
one that Andrea, she added a bunch of them the other day, and I approved them. And that one dude, like, I just kept letting him have it. What was his name, Shannon? You were letting him have it, too.
Daniel Evans.
Oh, Evans. Yeah, I've seen him on.
He's a really cool guy. You guys, I did not bring you chumps. I brought you actual people.
They ran them out already?
These are people who I've absolutely, utterly destroyed in other groups long ago.
I know who he is.
Yeah, Daniel Evans, John Lakin's another one. I'd love to have John on the show. Man, me and John have been rolling since day one. But my ultimate favorite, if you ever see the guy, the old sweater vest, Cale Warren. Oh my God, that is the biggest. Yeah, he talks.
I haven't seen him in a while.
It's funny because he like talks hard, but he has a little girl voice. And he talks like this.
I think you could put
hilarious, man. If I get my dog to whip your ass,
you could put Baylor McCracken up in the.
He seriously, I was in a fucking thread with this motherfucker, and he literally told me he was going to sick his dog on me, and he lives like 23 hours from here.
He sounds like Wesley Gaines, man.
Oh God!
Oh, gosh.
I think I went to school with Wesley. Wesley's from here, isn't he?
Wesley seems like he has some sports knowledge, but I'm like you. I can't watch him because of his voice. I'm like, turn him out.
Did y'all see that thing where he was on the interview with and he was crying and everything? It was like a live interview.
Who? No. Who was doing this?
It was Wesley. Yeah, it was like a live interview with Kentucky's coach, and he called in and he was like crying and stuff. He's only watched football for like the past 2.5, 3 years.
I got to see this though. Anybody crying on Facebook is something I need to see.
I mean, it's a live show. He actually says Wesley, and it has Wesley Gaines, and it shows a picture of him like down at the bottom via phone.
Wow.
And he's like he starts talking and he starts crying and everything.
I'd like to get it. I'd like to get a copy of that.
I'll have to get it and.
We need to get a copy of that and play like, what is that? What is the Whitney Houston song, I Will Always Love You, in the background?
Yeah.
I will only.
Seriously, he's only been a fan for
you can play that damn Hank Williams Sr. song, that Tear in My Beer.
Beer, yeah. I got a tear in my beer.
We don't have rights to the Hank Williams catalog.
No, we can't play that song. God damn it.
Oh, okay.
I love me some Hank Williams.
We can do any Lynn Anderson or who else?
I think there's like an Oingo Boingo song we can use as like a B-side.
Yep.
Hey, we're on limited funds here.
All right, guys. We're cutting y'all off.
Okay.
Bye.
Night, y'all.
All right, fuck it. All right, fuck all your mamas.
Yeah.
Fuck your team.
Because I'm definitely going to.
I'm not going to fool with Kimberly's mama because we know where that's been.
It's been knuckle deep. It's been knuckle deep and Philip Fulmer.
Yeah.
It's been knuckle deep and Philip Fulmer.
Please subscribe to our channel by clicking the small smacking off icon at the top of the screen now. Click the link at the bottom of the screen to watch last week's episode.